Good evening to all of you guys. Am I audible to you? Okay, we'll just simply wait for 5 minutes. Other guys are still has to be joined there, so we'll just wait for 5 to 5 minutes only, and we'll just start now. So I will just simply try to share my screen here. So just let me know if it is visible to you, all of you guys. Okay, is it visible to all of you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so we'll just simply trying to start with the main stack development introduction. So basically, we already known about that in the IT industry or this IT market. We are having the huge content regarding to the main stack itself here only, and we have the most of the openings for the main stack or the merge stack only. Yes, definitely both are the competitors and having the balancing opportunity for the work in a IT industry itself here only. Okay, so I will just simply let you know about the main stack development in the briefly so that you will just get an idea why you have to learn the main stack as well there. Okay. So before starting with, I will just simply try to introduce myself here only. So my name is Mahesh Bodgire. I'm a corporate trainer at the Main Academy and also serving my own firm, that is the IT firm, which is simply known as the Ecorise Software Solutions itself only. So where we are simply just trying to deliver a software development for the web and the mobile application itself. So where we are simply just working with the ERP systems and the custom model development itself. So another one thing that yes, definitely after completing the main academy's course content or after completing the main stack development with the help of main academy, or what you can say the completion of the main stack development, you can simply apply to the Ecorise software solutions as well, where you will just get a good work and the live project work as a intern itself only. Okay, so let's try to move on with the same here now. So now, what is exactly we can simply just try to start with the main stack development. So definitely we'll just simply try to get to know about the introduction. So what is exactly main stack? So basic introduction to the main stack and how exactly it starts with here. Then after we'll just simply try to understand about the advanced JavaScript and the JSON. Yes, definitely to start with any particular stacks, it may be a MERN or the main itself here only. We should also try to follow with the advanced JavaScript as well there, along with the JSON, which is nothing but the JavaScript object notation. Then after we'll just simply try to understand about the TypeScript. So what is exactly TypeScript? Why we just require the TypeScript and so on. So according to the TypeScript, so TypeScript is a simply what we can say, it is simply introducing the new programming language. Yes, I will just repeat it. It is a new programming language in the IT industry where with the help of this particular TypeScript, you will just get to know about how we can simply just do the particular application development with the help of the JavaScript only. So that's why it is a simply a JS framework stack. So that's why we have to learn about the TypeScript as well there. Then after we'll just simply try to understand about the Angular, MongoDB, Node.js. So what is the Angular? It's a simply what we can say the most popular open source the front end framework itself here only. And the MongoDB is nothing but the NoSQL database. It is simply just having in a queries in a sequence wise itself only. So that's why we'll just simply try to understand about the same here now. Then after we'll just simply try to get to know about the Node.js. So which is simply a which is simply not a framework or a programming language. Then what is it all about? We'll just get to know about the in a Node.js only. Okay, so let's start with the same here. So that is the introduction to the main stack itself. So what is exactly main stack? So main stack is a simply what we can say the it's a JS framework where we are simply just dealing with the JS code only, where we can simply just trying to develop a such kind of the web application, like something we can call it as a real time, the ERP level, the custom modeling and so on, with the help of the simple and elegant code content, that is the JS only. So where we have to just learn about the particular components of the main itself only. So where it simply comes with the like Angular for the front end framework. Then we have the MongoDB, that is the NoSQL database. And then we have the Node.js, which is a simply a runtime environment for JS only. So that means we already known about that. The JavaScript file can be run on the web browser only. But what about if I just want to run this particular JavaScript file out of the web browsers? Yes, definitely we can simply just run this particular JS file out of this what we can say the web browser with the help of the Node.js itself here only. So with the help of the Node.js, we are able to understand about that how we can simply execute the JavaScript file on the command line only. So that's the particular work of the Node.js. Then after we have the Express.js. Yes, definitely it is a simply a Node.js web development framework itself only. But most of the time, Express.js is simply used for the API development itself only. So we'll just get to know about the Express as well there. Then supporting cast of the main stack. Yes, definitely. Yes, these are the main components of the main stack itself. That is the Angular, MongoDB, Node.js, and the Express.js. So that comes in here, the main here only. So that is the MEAN. M stands for the MongoDB, E stands for the Express, A stands for the Angular, N stands for the Node.js. And if we simply compare with the React, it is simply there is a simple change, that is the A replaced with the R, which is simply known as a React only, or the React.js only. Now, supporting cast of the main stack is definitely for any particular blockbusting movie, we have the supporting cast over there only. So, like you can say that Salman Khan's movie is there, but definitely the supporting cast will be there for there may be like something a comedian, or there may be a side actor and so on. So, without the particular supporting cast, we cannot complete any particular project as well there. So like something in a movie, we are simply just trying to do in a coding as well. It's like something we have here, the Bootstrap, that is the front end UI design framework. Yes, definitely. Whenever we are simply just trying to develop any particular application, it may be a web or it may be a mobile application, it has to be a rich look itself here only. So that means within the particular elegant and the rich level of the content, or whatever the UI is there, so definitely it attracts the end user itself here only. So that's why we need to understand about the UI designing with the help of any particular front end framework. So definitely we will just simply try to understand about the Bootstrap here only. So that is the main supporting cast of the main stack itself here only. So that is comes in a front end development. Then we have the code editor. We are having the knowledge about the coding, we are having the knowledge about the development as well, but where to code? Yes, definitely we are simply recommended with the VS Code, that is the Visual Studio Code Editor itself here only, because there are a number of particular code editors available, like we have the Bracket, Sublime Text, and so on, or some of them are also using the Notepad itself here only. But definitely I would like to recommend you and suggest you just go for the VS Code itself here only. So VS Code is a simply what we can say the open source and the community level code editor, where we can simply just try to develop an entire application within a single code editor. That means we don't need to go with the any heavy IDEs itself here only. Okay. Then after we'll just simply try to understand about the Git or the GitHub. So Git and the GitHub is nothing but like something we can call it as the version control system. So definitely it is the most important part of the development lifecycle as well. So where we'll just get an idea about here only. Whenever we are simply just trying to do with the work, it has to be stored somewhere so that we can simply just collaborate with the team itself only. So that's why we need to understand about the Git and the GitHub itself only. Then we have the cloud server. Yes, after completing the development part, we will simply just try to move on with the part of application deployment itself here only. So cloud servers are the deployment platforms where we can simply just deploy our particular content on the cloud only. So that means the deployment of our application itself only. Then after, we'll just simply try to understand about the main architecture. It's a very simple and easy itself here only. So we have the client and the particular backend server itself, or we can simply just call it as a database is there. And we are simply just trying to access this particular data from the MongoDB database itself here only. So here, the particular whole architecture is simply just built with the main itself here only. So like we can say that the client is simply just trying to access data from its own system. So it may be a web or the mobile application, and it's simply just trying to make a request from by using the Angular itself. Because Angular as a front-end development framework itself here only, we are simply just trying to ease make here only to the end user. So that means it can simply just trying to access the data or the content by using the Angular framework. Then this Angular simply just trying to send this particular data or request to the Node.js. So that means it is simply just parsing the data or parsing the request to the Node.js. So that means I just get this request from the end user, that is the client, and simply just trying to say that please Node.js, will you just do it for me, because client just want to get this particular kind of data itself here only. So definitely Node what it will just do, so it simply just handles clients and the server request itself here only. So that means whatever the requests are simply, or the whatever the client's request is simply coming from the Angular, it's simply handled with the Node.js itself here only. So Node.js is not a particular what you can say the framework itself. it is a middleware intermediator itself here only. So what does it will do? It will just simply try to get the request and send the response to the end user. So that's the particular work of the Node.js itself here only. So that is what we can simply just do in a Node.js here only. And Node.js, what it will do here, it will just simply try to call its own particular worker and simply send the data, or simply just try to get the data by using the Express API. So that means we are simply just trying to make request to database and return to as a response itself here only. So whatever the data is simply just trying to get from this particular MongoDB itself here only. So it's simply sent first of all to the Express API as a response, and this response is simply sent to the Node.js as a sent as a particular request only. So that means this particular request is simply sent to the Angular, and the Angular will just simply try to get this particular request, and whatever the particular request simply convert it into the response, so that the end user will just simply get and data whatever exactly he wants itself here only. So that's what the very simple architecture of the main itself here only. It is simply just trying to make a cycle of the request and response itself here only. So that's how the particular main stack architecture is all about it here. Then after, advanced JavaScript and JSON. So why it is necessary and what is the advantages or the key features regarding to the same? Is definitely advanced JavaScript is the most of the key point and the most of the important things regarding to the min stack or the merge stack development itself here only. So where we can simply just say that the client side scripting, it is simply a client side scripting language. So JavaScript is simply a client side scripting language where we are having the user interaction itself here only. So that means whatever the particular user is doing with the button, then we have the input forms and so on. So definitely it can be simply interacted with the help of this client side scripting language, which is simply known as a JavaScript itself here only. Now this advanced JavaScript is also known as a ES, or we can call it as a ECMAScript itself here only. So it has a string literals. So that means the particular string operations can be just do easily with the help of the string literals itself here only. We have an object as well there. So where we can simply just try to get on about like something, whatever the content that we are simply just trying to send or access by with the help of the end user, we can be handled with the object itself here only, because we already known about that. The whole HTML body is an object, that is the window object is there. So with the help of this particular object, we can simply just try to learn about in a depth itself here only. It has another one key feature like something we can call it as a fat arrow functions. Yes, definitely. We already learn about the functions. We already known about the basic functionalities about the functions and all, how to create itself here only. But there is a new feature, and that is the most promising as of now. So that is known as a fat arrow function itself here only. So with the help of this particular fat arrow function, we are simply just trying to make our code cleaner itself here only. So that's the particular advanced JavaScript is there. Now, after completing the advanced JavaScript, we can simply just try to understand about the JSON. So what is exactly JSON is there? So JSON is simply what you can say the JavaScript object notation itself. So it is simply like a JavaScript object, but different to use itself here only, because whenever we are simply just trying to create an object, we don't need to make any particular single or the double quotes to our particular keys. So whatever this particular keys we are seeing here is are like something the object is simply just creating by the key and the value pairs itself here only. Now this key value pairs are simply just trying to denote that is the simple information regarding to the user itself here only. So that is the we can call it as a JSON object itself, and the JSON object having its own syntactical way different with the JavaScript object itself. So that's the simple difference, and whatever the data that is simply taking as an input or output is having a simple format, that is JSON. So we can simply just calling as here JSON is one of the data format for the input and output in any particular programming itself here only. So there may be anything. That means we can simply just go for the main, Merge, Java, .NET, C# and so on. So definitely we are simply just trying to make the particular use of JSON itself here only. The next one, that is the TypeScript. So yes, definitely what is exactly TypeScript is there. So TypeScript is like something we can call it as in a simple words, it is a superset of a JavaScript. So that is the keyword comes here, superset. So what does mean by here superset? So superset is nothing but like something we can call it as here. It is having all the content regarding to the JavaScript itself here only, and simply just taking an add-on content in a particular what you can say the existing one JavaScript content itself only. So where we are simply just dealing with the object oriented programming concept itself only. So that's why it simply just becomes a new programming language itself only. So definitely we are simply just dealing with the oops concept, or we are simply just dealing with the object oriented programming languages here only. Definitely we will just simply get an idea here. That means we can simply just do the oops concept by using the JavaScript or the scripting language as well there. So that's how we can simply just trying to understand about the same here, and simply just trying to make here as a, what you can say, the new programming language itself. So whenever you are simply just trying to do with the Angular or the React as well there, definitely you will just get an idea and you will just simply try to start with the TypeScript first of all. Because to start with the Angular, we cannot start with the we cannot directly start with the Angular, because we should also know about the JavaScript and the TypeScript first of all, because the whole content from the JavaScript and the TypeScript is simply implemented in a what you can say, the Angular itself here only. So that's why we will just simply try to understand about the TypeScript as well there. Then after, it will simply start with the new front-end framework, that is the Angular itself here only. So what is it? It is all about. It is simply a component-based framework for building scalable and scalable web applications. So it uses the TypeScript for the development and is also known as the open source web and mobile application framework. Yes, definitely. As it says that it is a simply an open source web and mobile application framework. So that means it can be simply used in any particular platform itself here only. So if you are a Java developer, you should know about the Angular. If you are a C Sharp.NET, C Sharp or the .NET developer, you should definitely know about the Angular. So that means Angular is now everywhere, and you should also know about that. It is the most key skills required in the IT industry itself here only. So where you will just get an idea regarding to the same. That means what exactly we are simply just trying to get it about here only. So now I will just simply try to understand about the whole thing regarding to the Angular. So how it simply just comes, how we can simply implement and so on, what is the building blocks and so in the Angular section only. So that's come the particular introduction to the Angular itself only. Then we can say that here. So that is the main architecture of the Angular itself. So what are there? So we have the modules, components, directives, services, and so on. So it's definitely some of these particular key points you may already heard about in a particular any other particular programming languages. It may be a, what we can say, the Java. It may be a particular .NET, C Sharp .NET. It may be a any other particular programming language will be there. So definitely you may heard about some of them. So like something services or the modules itself. But if you don't know about like components and directives, we'll just get to know about it in a details as well there. So this architecture says that we are simply just trying to deal with the modular approach, like something we have the module for the components, module for the services, module for the static values, constant values, module for the functions or the meta functions. Then we have some services with the help of the DI, that is the dependency injection. So that means we have n number of injectors or the services that can be simply injected to the components itself here only. And each and every component have its own HTML and the CSS content. So that's it will simply just make our component level UI designing free to use itself only. So where we have the n number of data binding, like we can say that the property binding, event binding, interpolation, and so on. And then we can simply just use these directives to the templating for making a dynamic content itself here only. So that's why we'll just simply try to understand about the same here in an Angular architecture itself only. Moving toward the next one, that we have the MongoDB. So yes, definitely it is a simply, we can call it as a NoSQL database. So it is a document-based NoSQL databases. So definitely it has a good flexibility and the scalability for the query itself. So it is just a JSON-like document as a record. So as I already told you, we should also try to understand about the JSON before starting with the main stack. Why? Because everywhere we are simply just trying to get as an input or the output in the format of the JSON itself only. So that's why we should also try to understand about the JSON. So what is exactly the JSON is there? So here as well, we are simply just storing the data in the database with the help of in the use of the JSON like document itself here only. So with this particular document, this particular MongoDB document is simply just having a collection of content. So where we can simply just trying to make a particular, what you can say, it will be a different kinds of a content. It will be a different kinds of a content as well there. So like we can simply just call it as like something in the text content, the particular, what you can say, the array content, and so on. So definitely whenever we are simply just trying to make sure that adding the data into the database, it will be a kind of the bson data. So that is the binary of json. So that means it is not like something we are simply just putting the whole content in as it is for the data. Not exactly, we are simply just storing in a binary of json, that is the bson format itself only. So that means it is simply just trying to say that we are simply just storing the secured content in a document base itself here only, because we don't have any particular restrictions to store the such kind of the structured data. Will you please just mute it? Yeah, sorry. So definitely we are not trying to say that here the particular data should be in a structured format. Not exactly. We can simply just make unstructured data as well there. So that is what we'll just simply try to understand about in a MongoDB. So what is the kind of the unstructured and the structured data is there? Okay, so now moving towards the next one. So MongoDB terminology. Yes, definitely you may heard about the MySQL. Okay, so we can simply just compare this particular terminology with the help of the MySQL database. So the table in MySQL is simply known as a collection in MongoDB. The record or the row is simply known as a document in MongoDB. The column is simply just changed with the field as a terminology, and the indexing is simply remains with the indexing, and aggregation is simply remains with the same, that is the aggregation itself. So definitely the terminology will be changed. It simply depends upon the like something the content that you are simply just trying to get in a what you can say for the particular development itself here only. Okay, but definitely guys, it is the hash number one NoSQL database in the market, and it is having the huge requirement in the IT industry as well. So that means you will just get an idea about the same here only. So these are like something the queries regarding to the MongoDB: to insert the document, to find the document, to update the document, to delete the document. So that's how we can simply just try to move on with the this particular content only. So you can see here we are simply seeing that is the insert is method which is having the parameter, find is method, update is method, delete is method also there. So definitely guys, these all are the JavaScript method itself here on. Okay. Okay, so that means we can simply just trying to say that we are dealing with the JavaScript everywhere in the main stack development itself. Okay, so that's how we can simply just say that in a queries itself only. So now we can simply just trying to go with the Node.js. So what is the exactly Node.js is there? So Node.js is a JavaScript runtime environment, which is simply built on the Google Chrome's V8 JavaScript engine itself here only. Okay, now it is used for the scalable application building as it is event driven JavaScript runtime. Now one more thing, in the earlier I just told you, so JavaScript is not a framework, sorry, Node.js is not a framework nor the particular what we can say the programming language. Then what is it all? So it is a simply what we can say, it is a simply a JavaScript runtime environment where we can simply just run our JavaScript code, we can simply just run our JavaScript code under the particular command line itself here only. So that is the particular things regarding to the Node.js. So Node.js is nothing but a simply an application. So which is simply designed and developed with the C++ and the V8 JavaScript engine. So that is from the Google's V8 JavaScript engine itself here only. So that then we can simply just trying to check out like something in a depth regarding to the Node.js, how it exactly works, what is the architecture, and so in the later on only. Okay. Then after we have the Express.js. So what is the Express.js is there? So Express.js is a backend web application framework for the Node.js. So definitely we can also try to go with the Express.js for the web development itself here only, because all the code has to be written in a particular backend mode only. So that means we have to just simply write down all the content in a backend itself only. Then we can simply just trying to say that it is a flexible and minimal framework for Node.js. Yes, definitely you have an understanding about the Express, then just simply just trying to understand about like how to implement as well there. So with the Express.js, we can simply just develop the API as well there. So that is the API is nothing but like something we can call it as like something we have the application programming interfaces to communicate with the server and the client itself. So this can be built with the Express.js. That is the very simple and easy process to start with the API development or the API creation itself here only. Okay, so everyone guys, if you are there, if you are simply just having a having the content, and if you have any particular what you can say the content delivery is from my side, is you are getting there. Please just make a particular interaction in a chat section just by simply commenting out like you are there, and you just understand about the express and the node as well there. Yes, are you there, guys? So definitely we can simply just try to understand about the main academy as well. So definitely, what is exactly the main academy itself? So main academy is a simply we can call it as a full stack development institutes. So where we are simply just trying to make a particular communication between the IT industry and job seekers or students or the job changers, like something we have the working people as well there. So it's definitely main academy dealing with the main stack development and the merge stack as of now. So where we are simply just earlier we are simply just dealing with the main stack only, but now we are simply just dealing with the merge stack as well there. So here where you will just try to learn about the Angular 13 as of now, the current version is there. Then we can simply just try to understand about the MongoDB, Node.js, Ionic 5 is there. There is the simply a mobile framework for the mobile development itself here only. Yes, definitely we are having a good expert mentors like we can simply just trying to go with the some IT industry related content to the end user only. So it is not like something that we are simply just delivering the syllabus oriented content. Not exactly. We are delivering the content what exactly industry wants here only, because we simply just dealing with the industry only. So that's why we have a good we have a good understanding regarding to the industry and so on. Then we also try to share the internship with the Ecorise software development company regarding to the main itself here only. So that means we can simply, uh, yes, actually, I will just let you know about the your question. Just complete me the particular content itself. Is that fine you? Yeah, I will just complete it and we'll just simply just try to move on with the Q&A. Rakesh, Akshay, is it okay? Or shall I just get your question? Yeah, thank you. Yes, Akshay. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Also, we are simply just having a limited batch strength, that is the 50 students per batch only, and that's just because of making a particular attention, making to get making a particular interaction between the students and all. That's why I just want to prefer with the 15 students per batch itself here only. Yes, definitely we are simply dealing with the online training because with the help of just because of this particular COVID-19 pandemic and the COVID-19, we simply just now dealing with the online training itself here only. Because and also we are located in a Maharashtra location, so in the Nanded district itself here only. So definitely you guys will be not there to reach here only. So that's why we are simply just dealing with the online training. But this online training will be just looks like something we can call it as an offline training. So that means we can simply just having an interaction, that is a one-to-one training itself here only. So we'll just get an about it. You will just get an idea about like something regarding to the same thing. That means how exactly we are interacting with the student itself here only. Okay. So you, yes, definitely you can simply just go through the particular website and just have a content like something, the testimonials, what exactly our student says about us. So both are the most of the particular students got place in the MNCs as well as the startup companies itself here only. So where and they are having an average package of 4.0, 3.5 and above. So that means I'm not like something making a particular business here. That means trying to show you the huge amount to be there, like something they are having this kind of the packages and all. No, not exactly, because they are having actual package of 3.5 and above itself or only. So definitely most of the we are having a target, we are having a targeting like companies, they have to be approached. That means the students has to be approached like the MNCs, Infosys, Accenture, Cognizant and so on, because they are having the huge number of main stack development itself only. So that means they are having the main application development over there. So that's why they just simply got place after getting this particular, what you can say, the technical skills to be showcased on their particular interviews over there only. So that's why we'll just simply try to get to know about like something what exactly students will just say about ourselves here only. So yes, definitely these guys are our, and these are the limited here only, but definitely guys, we are having the n number of students where we can say that they got placed with an average package of 3.5 and above. So that's why. And what exactly I'm simply just trying to deliver here, it's just simply a industry oriented content only. So that's why they got placed, and they are and I am simply just giving the my 100% placement assurance here only. So that's particular reason behind itself here only. Okay, so definitely you can also try to go through the particular main stack development course content and so on itself here only. And I will just simply try to showcase the new one course content that I have just simply just designed here. We can simply just try to start with like something this way, as we are simply just trying to do with the what you can say the full stack development. So definitely we can simply just try to start with the from the scratch itself here only. So like we can say that the HTML5 will be there. So that means web technologies will be there, HTML5, CSS3, and the JavaScript. So where we can simply just start with the HTML5's basic fundamentals, elements and tags, semantic tags, forms, media, and we'll simply try to cover the two mini projects with the help of the HTML5 itself here only. Then we can simply just try to move on with the CSS3, where you will just get an idea about the basic fundamentals of the CSS3, CSS body properties, text properties, advanced CSS, where we can simply just having the text effects and the 2D 3D transform, CSS responsiveness, CSS project with along with this particular two mini projects of the HTML5 as well there. Then after we can simply just try to move on with the UI design framework of the with the help of the Bootstrap 5. So we'll just simply try to understand about the Bootstrap 5, then layout like container and the grid system. Then we'll just simply try to understand about the content of the Bootstrap 5, which is simply having the typography, images, table, list, the components like we have the alert, badges, buttons, cards, and so on. So there are lots of, and we can simply just try to complete the Bootstrap 5 projects. Okay, so that means we can simply just try to clear out like something regarding to the Bootstrap project itself here only. So where we'll just get an idea about the UI designing itself only. Then after we can simply just try to start with the this particular, sorry, that was the my mistake. It is simply a GitHub only, Git and GitHub. So where we can simply just try to understand about the version control system itself here only. So where we can simply just try to understand about the types of version control systems, what is the Git and the GitHub, what is the difference between about it itself here only. We'll just simply try to create a GitHub account. We'll just simply try to create our first Git repository, clone the Git repository, commit, status, pull, branch, merge, the commands, that is the basic commands regarding to the Git and GitHub itself here only. Then after we can simply just start with the basics JavaScript itself here only. So that is the fundamental of the JavaScript function and array, strings, numbers, array iteration methods. Then we have objects, JSON, JS events, and so. Then after we can simply just move on with the advanced JavaScript, like we have the scopes, variables, constants, objects, JSON. Then we have the JavaScript destructuring, functions, classes, asynchronous programming, and error handling. Then we can simply just move on with the TypeScript, where we can simply just try to learn about the what is the TypeScript and the basics of TypeScript. That is the interface, class, inheritance, and the models itself here only. And these are the regarding to the Angular. So where we can say that introduction and setup, components and data binding, building blocks, component interaction, directories, pipes, data routing, services, HTTP services, forms, reactive forms, TDF forms, that is template driven forms, and how to make a production of the Angular and the complete Angular project as well there. Then we can simply just try to move on with the MongoDB. So that is the backend database here. So what is the exactly MongoDB? MongoDB operators, MongoDB shell commands, MongoDB indexing, MongoDB aggregation framework, MongoDB cursor methods, MongoDB sharding and replication itself only. And then we have the Node.js. What is exactly Node.js? What is the Node.js events? Then we have the Node.js server, Node.js, how to start, how to upload our images and the videos with the help of the Node.js, sending the emails, and so. Then we can say that the Express.js, where we'll just simply try to understand about the Express.js and how we can simply just work with the Express.js for creating the REST APIs as well there. Mongoose is simply a ODM regarding to the what we can say the MongoDB and the Node.js itself here only. So to communicate with the database. Okay. And we'll just simply try to complete with the part of the MongoDB CRUD operation with the help of the Mongoose itself only. Then lastly, we can simply just try to make a REST API with the help of the Express itself here only, and simply integrate with the Angular and the React application with the creation of the Express REST full APIs here only. So here we are simply just dealing with the Node.js, Express.js, and the MongoDB database along with the Mongoose ODM itself only. So that is the particular simple syllabus regarding to the what we can say the entire content of the main stack. So definitely we will just simply try to make add-on here as well, because we have to just make a deployment as well there, and the deployment can be just done with the help of the particular part of what we can say the AWS. So definitely we also provide AWS training, so that will be simply an add-on with this particular main stack development, so where you will just get an idea how to deploy an application on the web cloud itself only. So that is the AWS itself only. Okay, so that is all about regarding to the what we can say guys, the main stack development content and what is the exactly main academy exactly do here only. So definitely you will just get a more content from my side, because yeah, I am a corporate trainer where I am simply just delivering my training for the MNCs companies, like we can say that the particular tech aim, then we have the Cognizant and so on. So there are lots of companies that have delivered this particular kind of training, and they are simply just trying to deal with the only and only what you can say the corporate content only. So not like something a syllabus oriented. This particular syllabus is simply just built for the students who are asking me more and more times like what is the particular syllabus, because this particular stack is simply an upgradable, so it don't has to be go with the syllabus oriented, it has to be upgraded for the each and every time. So that's why I don't prefer to go with the syllabus. But definitely if you want to go with the syllabus content, I will just simply just try to move on with the same here as well. So now what that was all about the particular syllabus only. But definitely you will just get an idea here. We are trying to send you all the content that is the updated or the upgraded content to the end side only, because you should get an idea about the same thing, how to design and develop the main stack or the main application itself here only. So that's all about it guys. If you have any queries, you can simply just try to ask me about here only. Yeah, thank you. The first question simply say that ellipticity from the Rakesh. Okay, Rakesh. So ellipticity is like something we can call it as here. Anyone can be apply for this main stack development, because it is not like something we can say that here we have to complete the graduation from the computer branch only. Not exactly. That was the proud moment that we have. We the particular students who having a mechanical department, ENTC department, instrumental department, and so on, or we can simply just call it as a non-IT background as well there. So this kind of background, non-IT background and the non-technical background guys are there, who got place with the IT industry with an average package of the 3.5 itself only. So that means, so that we can simply just go with the similar way only. Yes, definitely you can simply just go for you can apply with any kind of the graduation itself only. Okay, what about the fees? Yes, definitely I will just let you know about the fees later on. Then we'll just simply say that any installments option. Yeah, definitely I will just let you know. Any placement assistance or guarantee. Yes, definitely guys, we are giving the 100% assistance, because we cannot provide the guarantee. We are delivering the 100% to you, because guarantee is not given or taken by anyone, because we don't know about anyone is will be there for this particular words itself. But assistance will be there 100%, because that was my from my side, where I am simply just dealing all the students here, because I have just delivered a number of what you can say the sessions and the student content this particular main stack itself here only, and they got place as well there, because I showcase those students who got place. It is not like something the admitted students are there, not exactly there. So definitely there is a huge number for this particular placement as well there. So that's why we are giving assistance. And as you can say that here, yes, we main stack or the main academy is there, dealing with the n number of corporates over there. So that means they are simply just requiring the students from our side. It's just because of we are delivering the content from their company and their particular candidate, their employments as well there. And also they are simply just willing to be in touch with us just because of the good relationship itself. So I can refer it, but I cannot make a guarantee of the placement, because it has to be on your side only, because you have to be deliver the full-fledged 100% interview process as well there, because it is not like something they can give itself. It is simply just having a like something we can say that If you are able to give 100% of yourself, then definitely you will just get a job without my any particular concern as well there. Minimum CTC guarantee, yes, definitely I am giving 100% guarantee of minimum 3.5 itself only. Okay, the class time. So definitely after completing this particular week, from this particular upcoming week itself here only, we are simply just trying to make the timing in a weekdays and the weekend as well there. So it depends upon the like something, the number of students who's are willing to join for the weekdays or and the weekends itself here only. But definitely if you are simply just trying to go with the weekdays, it is also welcome. And if you just simply just go for the weekend, it is also welcome there. So that means it is not like something any time concern over there only. Yes, Rakesh. Yes, Akshay. How many interviews I can get by main academy after completion of this course? So definitely, as I already told you, we are not a consultancy here. So that's why we cannot say that we are simply just trying to provide a number of calls over there, because this particular word or the number of calls, number of interviews and so on. So these are the particular, what we can say, the kind of the consultancy work. We are not a consultancy, we are an academy where providing an internship along with the internship training. So that means you are not getting any only getting here only training, you are getting an internship as well. So that means you will just get a live project work from my side here, because I am also working with the Ecorise Software Solutions, which is my software development company. So you will just get a live project work. So with that, you will just get an idea about the same here. And that is not like something here I'm just giving a such kind of the cost like something a consultancy exactly do. I'm simply just trying to say that I will just simply try to refer you if you are not trying to get a particular job concern over there. But it was my responsibility, it is my particular content, like something what you can say, my particular responsibility will be there, my particular concern will be there to get place all the students from each and every batch itself only. So definitely don't worry about the placement is my guarantee, placement is my responsibility. So you have to be just simply given 100% to me for my particular task, for my particular internship, for my particular sessions itself here only. So that's the particular way here we are giving a 100% placement over there. Okay. Are you providing recorded sessions? Yes, definitely. Along with this particular live session, I am providing the recorded sessions. I am providing the particular assets, that is the content assets regarding to the any particular session only. And also we are providing the digital certification, which can be simply just used for the any internship as a later only. So where we are simply just trying to provide you internship so that you can simply just get an internship later from my particular Ecorise software solution company only. Chitra, I will just let you know about it in a what we can say, in a brief only. Like we can say, yes, definitely you can do this particular content. You are eligible for this particular content, but definitely for the job, you should also try to make your graduation. Yeah, that will be add on if you just simply just doing this particular full stack development just because of just because for what we can say that you can simply just do your final year project by yourself only. You can simply just get an idea about the updated and the upgraded content from your what you can say, the existing one academic itself here only. And you will just get an 100 not only the 100%, you will just get an 200% chances to get place in a your MNC as well as the any particular startup with the good huge and the good package as well there. So it's definitely you are eligible for this particular content only. And definitely you will be like something for you will be there for your end of the particular year as well for the graduation as. So don't worry about it. Yes, Java full stack versus main stack. So definitely Java full stack is a different path and the main stack is a very different path. Basically, Java full stack is simply just comes with the Java content, which is simply having the higher level programming languages. Where in the main stack development, we are simply just dealing with the JavaScript content. So that means we are not dealing with the Java content or the any particular programming languages content only. Here we are simply just doing with the all the content with the help of the what we can say all with the help of the JavaScripting or the scripting languages, like we have the JavaScript, TypeScript, and so on. So that's why it simply just say that it is simply a scripting stack only, or the Java stack itself, JavaScript stack itself only. So that's the particular way to it. Which one is better according to you? Actually, we cannot compare anyone to make it as a greater or the lesser, because everyone is simply good on their own position only. So that's the particular better answer from my side. Which have the better career, more demand? So if you just simply ask me about the second question, that definitely we are having the huge demand and the more demand or the better career for the main stack itself only, because there are lots of projects available in the market for this particular IT industry regarding to the mean and the MERN itself. So that's why we are simply just going with the flow, and we are simply just dealing with the same here with the main stack. And definitely I just choose with the main stack itself only. Okay, duration. What about the duration? So definitely duration will be like something 3 months of duration will be there. So where we are simply just trying to go with the 2 hours per day session. If you are simply just trying to go with the what you can say 2 hours per day in a weekdays, and if you just simply just going with the weekend batch, so it will just simply just trying to say that we can simply just move on with the 2 to 3 hours per week per weekend. So that is the 4 to 8 hours for the weekend only. So that means it can be completed within the particular duration of the 3 months. Regarding to the fee structure, if you just want to go with the particular fee structure about this course content, is now 30,000 rupees. So that is the 30K will be the fees. But definitely, as there comes the Women's Day on 8th of March, we are simply just making a discount of the flat 5,000 rupees only. So that means the fees will be like 25,000 rupees here, and you will just get a good goodies from us as well there when in the upcoming contents only. And definitely it will be worth for your own particular career for this particular what you can say the first investment, and the first particular fees will be for your career to get an opportunity to work with the what you can say the IT industry with the help of the good package as well there. So 25,000 rupees will be the fees for this particular course content as of here only with the discounted one. Okay, so as of now, we are not providing any EMI option. But if you have any particular serious concern, we'll just simply try to make it sure about it. What we can simply just sort out here only. But definitely, we are not providing any particular EMI option as of now. And also, we can say that this offer that we are simply just trying to say that the flat 5,000 rupees off for the existing one 30,000 rupees fees of any course content. So we are simply just giving till the 10th of March itself only. So yes, definitely we can simply just work out here only whatever the particular that we can simply just do from our side, we'll just do it here. And if it is not possible, then I'm really very sorry for that, because currently we are not having any EMI option. So that is all about this content, guys, that we are simply just trying to resolve all your doubts and the questions over there only. So the main concern regarding to the fees and the content. So definitely we are providing the content from our side in the say that we can say that in the clear mode, and the industry oriented content will be there. And the fees is now 25,000 rupees for the duration of the 3 months, where you will just get an particular content of the main as well there. And definitely, guys, you will just get an add-on. You can simply just start the MERN as well there within the same particular fees only. So that means you will get the both content, that is the main and the MERN content, in a single fees only. So that's the particular what you can say the discount and the offer for this 10th of March till the 10th of March for this particular Women's Day special only. So that's why you can simply just try to get to know about what is exactly all about it and how we can simply start with. You can simply just try to contact on the given number. So that is a simply 750-740-6161. So you will just get to connect with me on the WhatsApp as well, and I will just clear out any particular concern or the query from your side. I will just simply try to resolve from my side as well there. Okay. And also, guys, I'm also having my own book, that is the web application development book on the Amazon as well as Flipkart, which is for the Pune University which is based in Maharashtra only. So Pune University's students itself here only. So I simply just I have already written a particular book on the main stack development. So you can simply just try to find out on the Amazon and the Flipkart itself. So let me show you the Amazon copy. Yes. This is my particular book for the SPPU, that is simply Savitribai Phule Pune University itself only. So for this particular 2019 course content, simply it is designed and written by me, so that you can simply just find out here only. So which is simply from the technical publication, which is the most of the famous, what you can say, the publisher in a Pune University itself only. So you will just get an idea about it. So this particular content is also approved with the Pune University, which is most famous university in Maharashtra as well. Okay, so that's all about the Min Academy. That's all about the Mr. Mahesh. That is a me itself only, and that's all about the content regarding to the Min Stack itself here only. So if you are willing to join the Min Academy, please let us know as soon as possible with the help of the mail or with the help of the WhatsApp or by calling us on the particular given number only. And definitely, we'll just if you have any particular questions or the queries, just let me know. I will just simply try to resolve it as soon as possible. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.
Hit the bell icon for notification.